Hello ladies and gents, it's the Beanie 101 here, and welcome back to my NHL 15 Be a GM franchise mode, where we're taking control of the Detroit Redwings and we're having a bit of a tough time to start the season. We're 16, 14 and 8, so certainly not the start that I wanted. I'm looking to rebuild this Detroit franchise and make sure that their illustrious history is continued. We're going to sim through the January period today, and I think we're going to witness a game against the Caps, who are currently 19, 12 and 5. So they're having a little bit of a better time of it compared to us, but they're not way up there from any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to show you my lines now. I've not really tinkered around with too much. A couple of videos ago we traded for Carl Hagelin, and he's now taking pride of place as a playmaker on our second line. I'm still umming and ahhing about having Darren Helm or Riley Sheehan as my third line centre. At the moment, Sheehan has got the duties there. Defence is really unchanged. Cody Franson, that we traded for, is on our second line. He is a right-handed shot, which is what I feel that the team needed. And here you can see our power play lines. Franson and Cronwall on the back ends of our first power play unit, and it's pretty stacked with Zetterberg, Datsuk and Nyquist, who are doing fantastically well. Our top line is really firing. Everybody else, not so much. We've struggled to get our second line going, and our third line is really playing comparatively well considering the way that our second line is doing. We're letting in far too many goals though. So let's start the sim. We're going to start with Vancouver, and we get off to a 3-1 win, which is fantastic. Next up is Edmonton, which we win 5-3. Can we complete our road trip? No. We lose 3-0 to Calgary. So shut out by the Flames. We're going to move on to our game against the Caps. We're here in Washington, D.C. You can see a plane coming into land in the distance. And you can see the Washington Capitals have improved somewhat to 20, 12 and 6. There you go. You can see Doc and Eddie there talking about an elite goal scorer. There's only one player in my mind that they can be talking about there. Alex Ovechkin. Look at the state of those stats. 27 goals already into the season, and we're in January. Only 10 assists, but, you know, this guy is putting the biscuit in the basket. Braden Holtby having a cracking season as well. 9.33 save percentage. The win-loss record is not great. 16, 13 and 1. Suggests that they're not having it all their own way. Mrazek, on the other hand, has a decent record of 7, 2 and 1, but his save percentage is really low. Only an 89% save percentage. His goals against average at 2.9 a game is a little high as well. We're going to want to improve that in this game. But to do that, we're going to need to keep Alexander Ovechkin quiet. Can we do it? We're going to have to wait and see. You see the opening face-off. Ovechkin skating with the puck. He plays it to Backstrom, who cuts back, plays it to Ovechkin, who puck comes off his skate, but he manages to get the puck forward, and Mrazek's going to cover that one up. We're now going to move to midway into the first period. Datsuk with a nice little toe drag there. He plays it back to Nyquist, who skates back up to the point, plays it to Franson, back to Nyquist. Puck goes awry. But you see Washington cough up the puck in prime position. And who is there? It's Darren Helm, I think. Ward shaking his head in disgust. No, it's Daniel Cleary, completely unassisted. We're going to take another look at this here. The D-man, not sure what he was thinking. Really not a sensible hockey play there. Cleary is there to make no mistake. Wide open scoring opportunity, and he makes no mistake. And just like that, the Detroit Red Wings are 1-0 up. We then have a face-off deep in our zone. But that was the end of the first period. Not got much else to talk about there. We have a 1-0 lead. And I've got to say, Detroit definitely had the better of that period. They eked it out on shots on goal. Mrazek with a couple of saves there. But good shots from the Detroit team. And we take a somewhat deserved 1-0 lead, even if it was in fortuitous circumstances. But that's what you want going into the first intermission. A nice lead. starting on the right foot. And we're going to move on to the second period where we're deep into the Washington zone, skating it around the boards. Franson with the shot, it gets blocked, and Detroit try to clear. The puck comes out. Are they going to take a shot? It gets deflected. The puck comes across. Leitch fluffs on his shot, but there's a Washington player that manages to come into the zone at just the right opportunity to pick up the missed shot from Leitch. And it's Troy Brouwer. Assists from Leitch and Kuznetsov. But you can see the fluff shot really had Mrazek scrambling. He left the 5-hole wide open. You can see he just starts to stand up. Brouwer is Johnny on the spot, managing to poke it through the 5-hole. And the game is now tied. That was the only action in the second period. So, squeaky bum time when we're going into the third period. It's 1-1. So we're still absolutely dominating the Capitals in the shots department. 17-7. And yet it's still a 1-all game. So the Detroit team has got to be really disappointed that they're not taking advantage of their shots on goal. We're now midway through the third. We have a shot blocked at the point and Detroit managed to skate it out. You've got Joel Ward skating down the wing. He checks back. He throws it in front. It's bobbling. And there's another puck on net. Mrazek can't quite pick up the rebound. And Washington take the lead. This Detroit team must be wondering what it has to do to win a game on a consistent basis. It's Brooks Orpik with the assist. You can see him throwing the puck on net. It's a low shot, but Mrazek can't quite cover it up. Joel Ward is there to just nick it off his stick and slide it home, backhand side. Mrazek's got to be disappointed with that one. So we now have just 4 minutes left in the third, and we're going to have a little bit of a highlight reel of how Braden Holtby has been playing this game. We knew this guy coming in had a really good save percentage, and he has not disappointed in this game. He has turned away shot after shot, and it's resulted in the game that we see right now where we have a Washington lead. Now, straight off the face-off, Ovechkin picks up the puck and he plays it across. So Ovi is turning provider here. You can see that Marcus Johansson just pulls away. Not sure what the D-man is playing at there. He should never be letting Johansson free. But Ovi feeds the puck quite nicely. It just about goes through the D-man's legs. But Johansson makes no mistake. Mrazek is left stranded. And it's now a 3-1 lead. Can the Detroit team get a goal back? It's an empty net. They're pushing everything forward. They're waiting for support. Cronwall. It's down low. Oh, the puck gets blocked yet again. And here we see the Detroit team scrambling back. Ovechkin gets a puck on net. He misses, but the puck is played back to him. And for his 28th goal of the season, Detroit haven't been able to keep Ovi off the score sheet. That's a goal and an assist for him. Carlson and Backstrom with those assists, but a 2-point night for Ovi. Down on one knee as he slams that puck home. An easy goal for the empty netter. He celebrates like he's won the Stanley Cup. And that's the game over for this Detroit team. Another loss. And we're left scratching our heads in terms of what we need to do. We generated lots of shots. We didn't quite get the goals that our shots advantage really warranted. And we're going to have a look at the highlights of the third period. You can see a scrambled puck on net. A good goal there from Johansson. And there is the end of the game. The shots ended up 22-17, so maybe a little more even in that third period. Detroit were tracing the game and we couldn't quite get it done. So let's simulate up to the end of January and see if we can get a winning record. So we're 3-2 for this month. We've got Buffalo up next. We must be able to beat Buffalo. No, we lose 6-5 to Buffalo, so we're 3-3. We're now 4-3 thanks to that win against the St. Louis Blues, and we shut them out, which has got to be a good thing. Eric Cole is injured, so we're going to bring Thomas Jurko into the lineup on our third line right wing. Next up is the Nashville Predators. And this is Detroit on home ice, hoping we can make it count. Yes, we win. So we're now 5-3. Let's reassign our scouts. I think I want to go to... let's try the WHL again, but let's have a look at defensemen. Let's stick them up for a month. Eric Cole is back, but Jurko, we're on a bit of a 2-game win streak, so I'm tempted not really to change much. A 3-game win streak, in fact. So we're 5-3. Minnesota's up next. We lose that 4-0. So 5-4. The All-Star game comes and goes. Oh man, 5-4-1. Come on, we can't end this month on a damp squib. 5-5-1. New York Islanders is next. Come on, break out of this slump. And just like that, we get a trade offer. The Carolina Hurricanes are wanting Mrazek for a second-round pick. They can go to hell. And you can see there we lost that game 3-0 against the New York Islanders. So we've had a disappointing month of January. Looking at the stats, our first line is still getting it done. Zetterberg, 60 points. Datsuk, 57. Nyquist, 50. Franson is doing decently on the second line. But after that, Hagelin's doing okay. Henrique, 26 points after 52 games and a -17 is still a real disappointment. It has improved since we've had Hagelin on that line, but in my eyes, it's really just not good enough. So, are we wanting to get rid of Henrique at the trade deadline and cut our losses on this kind of thing? Or are we wanting to blow it up completely and get rid of the likes of Zetterberg and Datsuk while they have good value? Sheehan, 19 points on the third line. Helm has 16 points on the fourth line, and their plus-minus, there's not really a great deal of difference. Interesting point. It looks like it's that second line that's really letting us down in the plus-minus category. Franson and Henrique have been letting in far too many goals. Looking at the entire league, where are we? We are 21st in the league, so this is not great. And it's hard to put our finger on where it lies. We are, what, 7th or 8th in the league in scoring with 161 goals in 51 games. So 3.3 goals a game is absolutely fantastic. But goals against, we're towards the bottom of the league. Oh, actually, it's 3 goals a game for and 3.3 goals against. So, disappointing. Our power play, disappointing. And I'm wondering what to do to get the power play going. I'm trying to think of what our team is lacking. And outside of Franson, we are lacking a real huge, big physical presence in our forwards unit. If you look at our third and fourth lines, they are not big players. They're not big bodies that like to smash things about a bit. So, thinking about how we can maybe tinker around with our bottom six, or do we need to do something to our second line? I'm really at a loss. We're coming up to the trade deadline, so let me know what you think that I should be doing to this team. I think first and foremost, I might swap around Helm and Sheehan. If I go to best lines, this is what is suggested. So, not a huge departure from what we have already. And we have Abdelkader and Cole on the third line, so there is some smash and bang on that line. The fourth line, less so. Maybe we want a grinder, a real grinding type of player. We seem to be lacking that. We've got a lot of two-way forwards in our bottom six, so perhaps have a grinder in our fourth line. But this is the thing, I don't think that's going to make a huge amount of difference. So, a little bit perplexing as to why we're doing so badly. Let me know in the comments below if there's any trades or any changes that you think we should be making. Don't forget to hit that like button if you want to see some more Be a GM mode, or hit that subscribe button if you want to see all of my content first. But thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you again next time.